Hello, my name is Florian and today I'm going to Prague to visit my friend Anthony. On the conference Emailing 2020 he will hold a very interesting presentation, I hope, at least, about why deliverability matters, and I think that's why I'm going there and see if I can support him.
Hello there and welcome. Deliverability matters. Why does it matter? I ask. No, I don't actually say that in the presentation. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Deliverability.TV. Myself, Anthony Mitchell, Florian Vierke, and our special guest today, Miklos Handa.
Hello everyone.
Nice one.
So we are on Emailing 2020 in Czech, in Prague, and we made it here because Anthony has a presentation in a few minutes. And
why deliverability matters. So
that's very kind.
Yeah, got a workshop beforehand. This is good to get it out of the way.
Yeah. So what will we learn today?
What we learned? Well, first and foremost, we learn about the origins of spam, how deliverability came about, the challenges we face, and some possible solutions and kind of some takeaways that we can all learn from today. So hopefully, we'll be learning a bit about deliverability and putting our stamp on the conference.
Additionally, we have learned about interactive email, about how to automate email marketing, and we have heard about FruitTube.
That's right, yeah, FruitTube.
Yeah. Explain about it.
Oh,
maybe nobody has.
Exotic fruit.
You just have to Google FruitTube for yourself and maybe sign up for their marketing emails. I heard they're pretty good.
There we go.
They do excellent with personalization, according to Jane.
Yeah. Actually, I think the topic was about personalization and its limitations, and it comes to a limit. When you approach very personal areas of someone and people still want to have some sort of privacy and their own area, so don't go too deep into it. I think that was the message, right?
That's right, yes.
Okay.
And I like the bit about is it about empathy and emotional intelligence in email, and playing on that. That's very interesting. And back to the Fruit Loop one, where people are you almost have to reverse engineer the way they're thinking to get certain results. It's getting complicated now. That's really interesting.
That's why I think if you don't have an actual personal relationship with a company, and even if you do, you wouldn't want them to know certain things about you, and you don't want to be made to feel in a way that they almost know too much, or they know the darkest corners of what you're searching for online, really. You don't want those areas highlighted that you wouldn't even like to admit to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something nobody should know about you, for instance?
That's not something to put in the video. So if you don't have a couple of millions of emails to send every month, there is probably not much sense in sending from a dedicated IP. But when you send from a shared IP, your reputation is only as good as the worst senders on that IP.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anthony Mitchell.
No, I just wanted to start by saying thank you actually to the organisers, team emailing 2020, done a fantastic job. I wasn't nervous before I heard all the other speakers, but to be honest, I'm petrified. Great speakers, we've been blessed today, and without further ado, let's get cracking. Right, and good luck translators. I'll try and use clean English, but you're doing a good job too. So pretty much, what is it all about? So I would like to plant a seed today. That was the thing I was meant to say. I'd like to plant a seed today. We have, in this day and age, we have a lot of noise. There's a lot of content going into your email folders, into your inbox, not necessarily in your inbox. It's about getting heard actually. And there's so much good content, interactive design, following up from what Ellie was saying. All this great creative side of email is fantastic. So I feel like now more than ever, it's a real challenge to get into the inbox, to get your message seen and heard and get more traffic from the email back to your website. But today I wanted to make you a deal. Okay, the deal is, if you don't mention Brexit, I'm not going to mention the GDPR. Now the thing is, I thought someone has to mention Brexit, and now it's going to be me, to be honest with you. Right, GDPR though, as an industry, we've learned a lot about permissioning, making sure that we're getting the correct data, it's legal. I'm not going to bang on about it too much. We've seen the content side of things, there's a technical side of things as well, and it's a lot to do with reputation. There's a lot in it. First, I wanted to introduce you, because some people might not even know what deliverability is. I keep banging on about it. Let's go to the next slide. So let me tell you a little story. This little story starts in the 70s, and it's basically the original story of spam and how it came about. This guy called Gary Vierke, back in the day on the ARPANET, predating the internet, he sent a marketing campaign, 400 recipients of a global network of 2,000 something. He basically sent them a little private message saying, buy some computer parts. So that, effectively, that was the original, like, some people refer to him as the king of spam. I would say he could be also considered the king of email marketing. I think he's a pioneer. I'll leave it up to you, what you think about that. There's two sides to every story. What I will say, thanks Vierke, I've had a job for the last 10 years. On a bit of a lighter note, we are winning the battle a bit in the last 5 years. I think Andrew had a slide on this as well. So in the last 5, we are kind of combating spam, global spam rates going down, which is a good thing, because I think, as I say, us as a community on a larger scale, we're helping, and I'll expand why, to do that together. The graph on the right is just to say that email's not dying. It's not dying, it's growing, if anything, and it will be more and more and more. So forget all that, email's dead. Good, and as I mentioned before about where you're sending to. So from a deliverability perspective, you need to know basically, okay, each of the ISPs you send it to, mainly the major ISPs, Outlook, Gmail, Yahoo, Verizon Group, of course you've got your local ones. I say local like it's a small thing, it's a massive thing out here, so it's huge. Each of these ISPs have a different policy of how the best way of communicating with them. You know, your send speed, the complaint rates that they process, little things like this. It's just good to be aware of that each ISP is effectively different. Although we try to give best practice as a whole, you need to think, where's your target audience? Where are they actually based? When I say based, not physically, although physically as well, but as well as which ISP are they using. Okay, I was going to make, right, so don't forget to water your plants. that slide works twofold, really. I think if you have forgotten to water your plants, probably should do this weekend. Of course, what will happen in the IP warm-up domain process, if you do get it wrong, then you will technically burn your bridges, or you'll stop ramping up and you'll stop growing your volume, let's say, because the ISPs will have enough. Now, once the ISP puts you into back-off mode, or they're blocking you, or they're putting you to the spam folder, it takes a while to basically, to rebuild that relationship. Excuse me. So let's just say, bear it in mind. We don't want to mess around there with the ISP. So, in regards to what's kind of new and out there. So if I get a show of hands, who knows what DMARC is? I'm pretty impressed actually, it's about 50%. Okay, who has DMARC? Actually, I better explain it for those that don't know, sorry. I've gone off into one. So DMARC is building upon SPF and DKIM, and it basically gives the owner of the domain control to tell the recipient what to do in case of if they receive an email where SPF or DKIM fails, basically to avoid phishing. So other companies can't pretend to be you, so you get ultimate control, and I think that's what it's about as well, control of your own reputation. So who's got DMARC installed? Okay, that's still pretty good, 20, 30, yeah. And who's got a policy more than none? Incredible, I'm impressed. I'm going home now. I haven't got a job to do. I'm joking. Right, that is very good. And I think this builds on the next bit that we speak about, which is beaming. So you may have heard of beaming, which I think is it's almost like where marketing meets deliverability. And it's a way of saying, okay, authentication, back end, who are we? As well as marketing, you get that nice little image. So beaming effectively, if you send an email or you receive an email, if it's legitimate and they're registered with this beaming movement, they will see the logo. So you know it's legitimate. Instead of like a profile picture of some random email address or whatnot, you know it's legitimate. So I think this is a good thing, a positive thing. And I'm not saying for you to go out there and install beaming or whatnot, because at the minute it's only on Yahoo. I think Gmail have also put their hand up to say they would be happy for that to be integrated. But it's definitely something to take into consideration. For those that have visited today, I was going to wish you a blooming good time and pose you the question, how do you monitor your deliverability? That's it, thank you.
So, just before, do I have to introduce us again?
No.
Say, all right, okay, cool. Hello everyone, it's Anthony Mitchell and Florian Vierke from Prague today. Can I start that again? I'm fucking stuttering like a...
No, that's
fucker.
okay.
I swore now. Okay. I'm not used to holding it and recording it. Hello there, fresh from the emailing 2020.cz conference in Prague. Myself, Anthony Mitchell and Florian Vierke. How's it going?
Hello. Good. Did you have a good sleep last night?
Yeah, I had an alright sleep, thank you. But it was a fantastic event. What did you think of the event?
I think it was really good. So I expected maybe less. So it was much better than I expected.
Yeah.
And thanks to the organizers of this one.
So how many
really
people
good.
attended? Do you know?
200.
200. Okay.
The really fascinating thing is 200 registered people were there and 198 actually joined.
So it's a big
So
turnout.
that's
Absolutely.
really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that was really good.
Yeah. Empathy in email and basically like reverse engineering of where you should put your product placement, because people might not like it if you know too much about them and be creepy and stuff. So
Yeah.
really getting to know people's feelings, getting to know people, care,
Yeah.
love. It's good, but that's for me is like, wow, that's mega.
By the way, behind us is a famous bridge,
Yeah.
Karl of Most,
My arm's getting bent.
and show this one.
This way.
I don't know the name of the castle, but it's really famous. We have
Yeah.
If
They're
we
not
had
laughing
more
at the castle
time,
that she fell over.
then there was almost happening an accident.
Yeah.
No, I think we enjoyed it, and I'm happy to come back anytime.
Nobody does it better.
Okay, here we go
Nobody
again.
does it.
I think we can put it louder. Yeah, okay, here we are. Kind of moss. Nice one. Should we move on?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. I was just texting Mike because he's coming to pick me up at 3 o'clock, but that's fine.
What do you think about the first evening?
First
So,
evening,
with the presenters in a restaurant?
yeah, no, it was nice. Because the rehearsals went on, and I think it was a good idea to do rehearsals. For me, it was quite a lot to take in because that was the first time. They were all quite relatively prepared. You had people flying in from Germany, coming in from America. I think Andrew got in late from Valencia. It was nice, yeah, speak to them. Good. I liked Martina, the organising group. A little bit of a wait for the food, wasn't there?
Yeah, and the girl, the organizer frightened you a little bit because she was telling basically, please don't make jokes. Czech people don't like to laugh.
That shook me.
Please
Because I
don't.
thought my
involve the
presentation
audience.
isn't so serious because of deliverability. You can't talk about data and all this business with so serious because you'd lose people's concentration. So, yeah, that shook me up. And then we were talking about, you was mentioning about the audience not reacting so much, apparently, because they're quite shy. You're speaking to Martina about that.
I think the worst thing she said was that a lot of people are just speaking Czech,
Yeah,
which means they have a translator.
yeah.
And if you make a joke, then half of the audience laughs 3 seconds later, in case they laugh at all.
You know, yeah, it's just dawned on me that maybe the translator was really good with some of my jokes, or maybe my jokes weren't funny, they just laughed at me. Yeah? Alright, go around.
Oh, nice. So, I'm back at the airport, heading home now. We had 2 really, really intense days, feeling like a week or so on. So many impressions, so many interesting people and talks and whatever. So I have tons of material and I'm really looking forward to process them and see it again. Kids are playing piano. The good thing is, Anthony and I will meet back again in 1 week. So a lot of more new, fresh content coming up, I think. Please expect just the best. See you soon and bye bye.
Looks like we're, in a living room having a cup of tea together, really close.
That's in the end what we do.
Because we've got no budget to get a proper studio. The next year, effectively, it's the year 2020. You can see us.
Yeah,
I'd be interested in what happens in the year 2021. Do they call it emailing 2021?
who knows?
We should put a vote out. Wonder what they call it.
Yeah,
Okay, what's something nobody should know about you, for instance?
that's not something to put in the video.
He does this. He throws on the most awkward questions and the camera's rolling every time.
I think we got it.
Yeah, fantastic. Nice one. Cheers.